Hey guys, it's Tony here from Signals Feed. Today is Wednesday, the 22nd of March 2017, and today we've got a nice surprise for you. There's been a few whispers over the past few months of the new products coming out, and within the Signals Feed group, with the signals that we base on sort of support and resistance strategies, we heard of a new software coming out where you can pick a price and a direction, and the software will trade it for you automatically as soon as it hits that price, and basically trade it all automated for you. And you just set your price and you leave it, and then you come back later and you see if it's hit that price. If it doesn't hit that price, then obviously it's not going to trade it for you. Yeah, so it really takes a lot of that waiting at the process, really. You know, a lot of people don't really have the time to sort of sit in front of a chart all day waiting for it to hit a specific price and wait for that trade. So this is going to help a lot of people out. Now it's made by the same people who've been sort of developing the Optionbot systems, the FibFX. And as a nice feature, I wasn't expecting this at all, but within the software you also get the same charts as you get within the Optionbot Pro software. Now a lot of people are after this chart still, and basically normally you'd need two different softwares to be able to get it. This is all within the same software, so you basically within this you can spot your own support and resistance lines, and then you go straight over to your auto trading robot, select the price, and then just go for it. So we can just go in here and we can select different assets and things like that. There's a fair few for you to choose from. Let's just let this load up for us. Okay, let me just refresh this. There we go. So yeah, so we just got the charts here. As you can see, we can flick between the graph, and here you've got the full day view where you've got an overall view of around about 6 hours. So for example, you can see there's sort of resistance support lines at the bottom here, but overall not the best opportunity. You can probably see there's a resistance line at the top here. So basically you're just going to go over to the auto trading robot, select that particular asset, and put in your price. So USD Canadian dollar, you press in, you're looking for a resistance line. So once it gets to sort of, oh no, this is the Australian US dollar, yeah, basically you're just having a look across them. Now I've actually been through, I just had a look through the charts recently and just got a list of where I think a possible support and resistance lines, really. Now I noticed one on the Australian US dollar, so we're just going to find that and click on Australian US dollar, and I saw about 0.767 there was an opportunity to place a call. So if we get that up here, so we get the Australian US dollar, you see just at the bottom here there's a nice support line right here. Okay, so instead of sitting here waiting for it to come down to this line again, we're just going to go over to the auto trading robot. We're going to see this green line. Now the green line and the red line indicate once it gets to this point it's going to place a put trade if you press in red, and if you press the green line it means once it gets to this line it'll place a call for you. So one thing that it did sort of confuse me at first, but it once got the head around it, it wasn't too bad. So Australian US dollar 0.767. So we're going to go in here and click on price trigger, and then that's pretty high there. We want it a bit lower than that, so we're just going to go with 767 and click OK. Okay. Now that has placed that trade for me. Well, it hasn't placed the trade for me yet. Okay. Once it gets to this price, okay, it will place the trade for me. Okay. If it doesn't reach that price, it's not going to place the trade for me. Okay. So you've got full control over when this software is going to trade for you. So next up, I saw on the USD Swiss franc, there was some resistance there as well. So let's see if I can find it, if it's available for us right now. USD Swiss franc. There we go. So around 0.9885, I saw some support there. So let's have a look on the chart. Okay, so it's a bit early on. I mean, it's a fair few hours ago. There was a support line here. Okay, but it's a bit early for that. But like I say, it may be worth putting a trade on there. So if it reaches that point, then there's a good chance it will come back. So sort of go over to your auto trading robot again. Select the asset which we have, and again we're going to be placing a call. So we click on the green. And then you select your price, which was 09885. Okay. And as well, let's place that trade for me too. And then the next one I spotted was the Euro Great British Pound. So if we go over there, have a look on the main one just to show you what I was seeing. Euro Great British Pound. Right about 8657, we saw another support line. Now it's a bit harder to see on this one because of this downward sort of trend. It makes things a lot sort of tighter. But if we sort of just cut that out a little bit, it's very similar to the option bot. So if we sort of cut that out, we can widen it up and see exactly what's going on. Now there's a couple of lines here really. There's this one 8656. Which I've gone for the one above that 87 simply because there's been a few times where it's hit this one. You know, it's a toss up between them. You know, you can either wait for it to hit this one, or you can go in a little bit earlier and go for the 8657. I'm going to go for that one personally because it has broken past that. I'm leaving myself open a little bit, but there's every chance it might not reach this one again. So this one looks quite promising. 8657. We'll go back to the trading platform, and that is Euro Great British Pound. So let's just find it there. I think I'm just going past it. There we go. Again, we're going to click on this green bubble and select our price. So 8657, 8657. Okay. Okay, so I've got 3 trades there, and then for the rest of the day, I can just do whatever I want. Okay, I don't have to sit there waiting for it to hit that price anymore. All I need to do is just keep an eye on it. I'll get a message. I can leave it running in the background. I'll get a little alert when that is actually going to place that trade for me, and then once it's expired, we'll be able to sort of trade it. Well, once it's expired, we'll get another alert, and we should see it in the money as long as it sort of doesn't go past that resistance. Now again, anyone who's following the group signals will see the benefit in this. You know, a lot of people have been actually requesting this, and I've not been able to really say anything, but everyone has sort of slyly been saying, "Oh, wouldn't it be great if there was a machine that did this?" And I knew about this being developed, so I wasn't allowed to say anything at the time. But yeah, it's finally here. You know, we sort of knew that the signals that we was providing will be fantastic for this. As soon as I heard about this software, I knew what we was doing was going to go great with it. So I know that a lot of people in the group are going to do well with this. Obviously, if you've not got access to the group yet, Signals feed has put a link down below. We send out free signals. So if you do want to use this, I put a link down below to this. Just send me a message. I'll get you access to the group, and you can get free signals. So you can put in the strike rates and things like that, and just hopefully we'll earn you a little bit of money. If you know a little bit about support and resistance already, then you're going to love this software. You know, it's really easy to spot it once you know what you're looking for. Right now, there's only a couple of markets offering a little bit of support and resistance. In fact, there's a little bit of a resistance line there on the Euro GBP if we look. If we go there, 8664. So let me just write this down. So 08664, and we've got 63 as well, haven't we? 3 down. So Euro GBP, yeah, I've actually got that there. So we're going to go over to that again, Euro GBP, and see if we can take advantage of that one because it's a little bit closer to that strike rate. So we're going to click on the red one this time because we want to place a put. This is the top line. This sort of indicates your resistance line, and the green one indicates your support line. So once it gets to that point, it should place a trade for you. So we're going to go with the red one because as soon as it goes up to that high point, we want it to go down again. So 8664. So we go 8664, or should we go 8663? Fuck it, we'll go 3 because it's only hit 4 once. So 3, it keeps hitting that a few times. So again, so it's going to place that trade as soon as it reaches that strike point for us. So 86630, it's on 27. Just waiting for this. 3 more points, and it'll place that trade. Okay, it looks like I'm coming a little bit early. That should have come up a little bit more towards 8640, as we can see there. So, right, it's just gone past that point now. So it's automatically placed that trade. There was no latency, as you can see. It hit that price, and then straight away it's placed that trade for me. So we'll see how this one goes. This is actually the first trade I've made with this live account. I've funded it with $500 there. I've got it on $5 trades right now. So this is a live test, and we'll see how it goes. But like I say, we've got a couple of other trades here to come up. If it hits that strike rate, then it will place that trade for me. I don't have to be sat here all day waiting for it. I can go and cook dinner now and not be staring at the chart. So let's just see how this one goes. Come on, is this going to land me in the money? First trade, that'd be nice. Come on. Ooh, go on. There we go. So there's a great demonstration of the software doing exactly what we need it to do. So you put in your price, you trade it, and you just leave it, okay? And it will do the rest for you, okay? Now, it'll only place a trade once for you. I can see that it's one, so I can go back in again, place the same trade again, or you can leave it. Like I say, we've got a few more opportunities to come up. We'll wait for them opportunities to expire and see if it gives us any more chances. So I might place another one on this, but this time I'm going to place it on 864. Okay, because that was a little bit close. I'd rather wait for it to get a little bit higher and then come back down again. So I'm going to put that back on 8664. I think it was, wasn't it? But there we go. So it's going to be a little bit higher this time. Next time it places that trade for me, it will place it a little bit higher. Sorry, I was just looking at what's going on here. So I'm not sure if how I look at these positions right now. I'll figure that bit out later. I'm still learning how to use the software myself, really. This is the first time that I've got hands-on with it. But there you go. And you can see the little bit of profit in there already. So where's this going? Is this going to actually reach that call 8657, 8659? Okay, so we might see it come into this position now where it's going to place that call trade that we put in there as well. As you can see here, 8657, we've got a call there. There's a couple of puts to come up. That one's finished. Okay, so we can close that one. Right, I get it. Yeah, so this is a put as well. That's that last put I just put on. That's a little bit higher. I think this X here, you can actually cancel that trade. So if you make a mistake, you can actually cancel that trade. Or if you think it's not going to go anywhere near that that expiry time, that sort of strike rate or anything like that, you can cancel that trade, which is quite handy. For example, if you saw a support resistance line early on and they hadn't quite met it, and then soon you got some economic news which is likely to affect that, you can sort of get out just in case it sort of busts straight through that that sort of support line. So that's a good feature, that you can actually cancel that trade before it's actually placed, so you're not actually fully committed to that. That's actually a good idea. Yeah, right now it hasn't quite hit that 8657. It was on 58. So it nearly got there. Let's see if it is going to give us a chance to get this trade in the opposite direction as well. Come on, I'm liking this, to be honest. This is actually I don't know if it was worse actually sitting in front of the chart, so waiting for it to hit it so it does it automatically. I suppose I'm just going to have to get used to sort of setting it and walking away. But really, I just want to see it working and really make sure it's going to can place that trade when I want it. I mean, I did the first time, so there's nothing to suggest that it won't do it again. So yeah, I mean, it looks pretty cool to me. What else have we got? Let's have a look through the charts and see if I can see anything with some of these other assets. So the Australian US dollar, We had a look at that one already. Okay, so yeah, it's hit that resistance line there again. So it's 7683, 7683, 7682. 7682. I haven't actually looked at that one. I had a look at this support line as well, so I might actually stick a trade on here as well while it's so close to that. So we got 0.7683. Right, so and we want to put around about that. I'm going to go for that one. 82 or 83. What do you reckon? I'm going to go with 83. Oh, it's hit 82 before. No, I'm going to go with 83 just to be on the safe side. Okay, so Australia, US dollar. Where are you? There you are. Australia, US dollar. I'm going to press the red one because I want it to go down this time. Okay, so I'd say that's the roof, the max limit. If it reaches this line, I expect it to go down. It's not that actual line. You can actually sort of adjust it to that price. But if you just click on the bubble, you can actually type in your own price, which is a lot easier. So 0.7683, 7683. Yes. Wicked. Okay, so I've got that one in as well. So I've got a put on that one if it hits that. I've got a put on Australian US dollar for 0.76830, Euro GBP at 0.86640 on a put. That one's expired. I've got a call on Euro GBP at 86570 as well. So there's a few trades here for it to just sort of clock on and just see if they actually come in for us. So if we go back over to the Euro GBP, I think that's where most of my trades are. Let's just keep an eye on that one as well. I do like that you've got the Optionbot chart in here as well. It really sort of saves you having to flick over. So Euro GBP, sorry. Okay, so yeah, looking a little bit flat. It's very tight. There's no sort of big movements anywhere. But it's getting close to that sort of strike rate that we went with. We did go with 8.3, didn't we? 6.63. So look, which one did we go through? Yeah, we went for 6.63. So any moment now, that particular asset could sort of come in for us. Euro GBP 6621. So we want it up here, 663. When it hits this line, so it almost did. It's just not quite hit it, obviously. Now, with manual trading with support and resistance, obviously, I always say wait for the turn. I'll send out a strike rate, but obviously you can see that it's not quite hit that line. But obviously, when you're trading manually, you can sort of obviously use your head a little bit and say, right, it seems to have got close to that. It's starting to turn back again. We could trade it. Obviously, with this manual, with this auto trader, it has to hit that price, or else it's not going to trade for you. So, you know, that's a good feature. You know, I do like that, but obviously, it's not got that human element, which you can sort of decide when you want to come in. One good thing about it is, though, which I have just noticed, that the latency as well with this software, because it's made by the same people who did the Optionbot 3 as well. They've got that software with a zero latency trade. So if you've used IQ or pretty much any other broker, you'll know about the latency. You know, the amount of times I place a trade and then it's not actually executed it for about 5 seconds. Especially like IQ options are really fucking bad for it. But expert options, they do the same thing as well. But I do like their charts really for sort of learning on and things like that. But I think actually this will probably take over from the IQ options and the expert options, simply because it's got everything. It's cheaper than the Optionbot 3. You do need to deposit to get access to this, okay? But they have a demo account which is switched to. Now, it is a real demo account, okay? The reason why it's set up like this, they can't give free demo accounts with live charts. It's too expensive for the companies to do. So the only way to do that is if the customer pays, then they can switch between the live and the demo account. It's the only way that they could sustain it as a business. If you can imagine, they've got thousands of people on the demo. If it was all live, it would just cost them an absolute bomb. So that's the way around it. You can't get access to it until you deposit it. The good thing is, I know it's going to be good, and if it works half as well as in theory it should, then I'm going to love it. Okay, it's already won me one trade, and like I say, I've got a few more lined up. If it hits them prices, I'm just waiting now to see if it's going to hit them price. But it's holding on now. That Euro GBP slipped right down. We need it a little bit higher. Although there is a call possibility at 570, which is down here, just the next line under here, I think. So we need it to go either up or down before it's going to place any trades for us. So right now we're just sort of hanging here. So guys, come and check this out. And like I say, if you want access and you want the free signals as well to go with this, then join the Signals Feed group. I'm there for training as well. I can provide one-to-one training courses where I can teach you. This chart is exactly the same as the Optionbot chart. Obviously, the only difference is the Optionbot software is a trend indicator as well. So you've got the added feature of the software alerting you of movement as and when it happens. With this, you haven't got that. Obviously, it's not that I can see anyway. This doesn't have any trend indicating on there. It's just the graph. But ultimately, if you're just sort of looking for support and resistance lines, then that's really all you need. That's all you're going to need for that. You don't necessarily need the trend alerts for support and resistance. If you're placing longer expiry times and working with the trends, then yeah, you get the Optionbot. But this particular software, it focuses mainly obviously on support and resistance. You know, once it hits that line, the theory is you sort of trade in the opposite direction, and this is designed to do that. So yeah, guys, get involved. There's a link down below, and yeah, just give us a message if you need any help. Thanks. Bye bye.